In this example, we're asked to find the volume of the solid enclosed by the paraboloid z equals to 2 plus x squared plus y minus 2 to the square, and the planes z equals to 1, x equals to 1, x equals to -1, y equals to 0, and y equals to 4. So the solid will lie below the surface z equals to 2 plus x squared plus y minus 2 to the square, and above the plane z equals to 1, for -1 less or equal to x less or equal to 1, and 0 less or equal to y less or equal to 4. Therefore, the volume of the solid is the difference in volumes between the solid that lies under the paraboloid and over the rectangle R, that is equal to -1, 1 cross 0, 4, and the solid that lies under the plane z equals to 1 and over the same rectangle R. So the volume will be equal to the double integral from 0 up to 4 and from -1 up to 1 of the paraboloid 2 plus x squared plus y minus 2 to the square times dx dy minus the volume of the solid that lies under the plane z equals to 1 and over the rectangle R, which is given by the double integral from 0 up to 4 and the integral from -1 up to 1 of z equals to 1, so just 1 times dx dy. So that is equal to the integral from 0 up to 4, and we can now evaluate the inner integral, which will give us 2x plus x to the third over 3 plus x times y minus 2 to the square. And this needs to be evaluated between x equals to -1 and x equals to 1 times dy. And then minus, now we can split the x and dy, their corresponding integrals. So we'll have the integral from 0 up to 4 of dy times the integral from -1 up to 1 of dx. So that would be equal to the integral from 0 up to 4, and setting x equals to 1 will give us 2 plus 1/3 plus y minus 2 to the square, and setting x equals to -1 will give us -2 times -1 is -2, minus 1/3, and then minus y minus 2 to the square times dy. And then from the second term, we have minus integral from 0 up to 4 dy is equal to y evaluated between y equals to 0 and y equals to 4. And then integral from -1 up to 1 dx is equal to x evaluated between x equals to -1 and x equals to 1. So that will give us the integral from 0 up to 4. And we can now simplify here. So from 2 plus 1/3 plus 2 plus 1/3, we get 14/3. And then we have plus 2 times y minus 2 to the square, and all that times dy. And then we have minus y evaluated between 4 and 0 will give us 4 minus 0, and then x evaluated between 1 and -1 will give us 1 minus the -1. And this is equal. Now, for the first integral, if we integrate with respect to y, now we'll have 14/3 y, and then plus 2/3 y minus 2 to the third. And if that's a bit more difficult, we can do a u substitution to find the integral of 2 times y minus 2 to the square. And we need to evaluate that between y equals to 0 and y equals to 4. Minus 4 times 2, which gives us an 8. So that is equal to, if we said y equals to 4, we'll have 14/3 times 4 plus 2/3 4 minus 2 is 2 to the third power. And then for y equals to 0, we'll have minus 14 thirds times 0 plus 2 thirds. 0 minus 2 is negative 2 to the third minus 8. So we'll get 56 thirds from the first term, and then we have plus 16 thirds from the second term, and we'll have another 16 thirds from this term with a negative, and then we have minus 8. So that will give us in total 88 over 3 minus 8, which gives us 64 over 3.